Good evening. We are going to start the August 21st, 2023 regular town board meeting for Forestville. Roll call
Kevin Gillett,
here.
Larry Huber,
Here.
Jason Klahach,
Here.
Dina Schmidt,
Here.
and Ruth Kirscher, Lauren Eker,
Here.
Joe Bader, Joe Kirscher.
All right, thank you. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Verification of public notice.
Yes, it's been posted on the website and also on the town hall bulletin board.
All right. Approval of agenda. Does anybody see anything that we would want to change?
If I can say, I'd make a motion, we adopt the agenda as presented.
I second that.
I have a motion to accept the agenda as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Approval of meeting minutes from July 17th monthly meeting.
Again, I make a motion, we accept those as presented, and found no errors or omissions.
I second that.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from July 17th, 2023. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, will carry. Treasurer's financial report.
In the cemetery checking, we have $81.69. The cemetery perpetual care, we have $11,647.72. Cemetery savings, we have $2,450.91. Town checking, we have $1,257.82. The money market, we have $155,672. The LGIP, we have $120,526.19. And the ARPA, we have $37,752.87.
All right,
Is there an extra payment in here somewhere? Or was that not?
Or
From,
for the highway? No,
wasn't there gonna be any,
2% fire dues.
maybe that was it.
Yeah, that came
oh, yeah, that came in.
Okay,
in July and I just wrote the check out.
so we have no outstanding receivables.
No, everything is paid up right now.
Okay.
I make a motion, I put the treasury report.
I'll second that.
all right, I have a motion to accept the treasurer report as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Public comment, is there anybody online, Larry?
No, we are the only participant.
All right. Anybody in the crowd? Hearing none?
Kevin, Joe, well, Morning Glory Bunch, they were wondering why that is remaining a Class B road
Which
on
one?
Old Elm Road or Center Road. Is it Center or Old Elm?
Old Elm.
Old Elm.
Why that would be
Yeah,
remaining
yes.
Class B?
You mean from the highway to County Go?
Right. The one that we had okayed last month.
Has it been rebuilt?
No,
That road can't take the traffic.
which road did we okay the blacktopping for the next?
Which would be right off of,
Highway.
Right,
going to
yeah,
County
that
Go.
little part,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm, They
That's
were
not
wondering
been-
why it's,
That's not been rebuilt.
right. You're
But-
just
but-
blacktopping it, huh?
Well, you took it off of rebuilding it because people that were here
Yes.
last
Mhm.
month did not want
When it
the,
rebuilt.
wanted to rebuild to be to take it off a Class B road.
No, we agreed to 2.5 inches asphalt.
Right,
Right,
Well,
that's
yeah.
why you changed it.
correct,
Yes.
correct. So the road is going to be pulverized, the culverts are gonna be replaced, that are just about collapsing. And you're gonna bring it up to where it should be.
Uh-huh.
And then we can decide what to do with it from that point. Right now, it has to stay Class B because
Right, right.
there's nothing you can do with it. It's
But you're not building it up to be a class B, are you?
absolutely.
I mean, past the class B.
No,
No,
no, it
yeah,
is gonna
that's why they
stay
were wondering.
residential traffic.
Okay, so
only.
that's what they're asking. Why,
Yes.
why are you deciding that way and not
Yeah,
doing it the
yeah.
other way?
Oh,
Building it up so that it could,
So it could.
So it
so
could
that's
be
what happened.
traffic, yeah.
Yes.
well, it's based off of, last month's discussion. So
Mhm.
part of it was because of the swamp itself,
Right.
and you're gonna continuously have issues there, right? The soft
Right,
base,
I
no
know,
matter
so
what
it
we do.
was- That's what it was talking.
That was
about.
one of the issues. The other issue was, the 3 hidden driveways and the number of kids that were sitting
Mhm, mhm.
in near that area. So,
Yeah, some of the comments made were, you know, the trucks come on the highway and then they turn in Maplewood, and that is a hard turn. You know, for semis, and then they go over the Churchill, and there's a lot of homes in that area, and they're going over the Churchill. And, you know, it'd been nice if they could just shoot straight through, or when they're coming from that way to turn there rather than on the corner in Maplewood too.
Randy did
That's
say that
hard.
was the hardest, that's the
It
only
is
thing
hard
they
to
don't like
turn.
is going over that hill over
Yeah,
by the church, because when there's a funeral or something going on, then it's
yeah, it's
really
hard,
not
yeah.
a good place to go for them either.
We've even been at the corner where a semi comes and they turn the corner and they go away, you know, they have to really watch it. There's no traffic. It is a hard corner to turn. So that was just the comments that were made, so.
well, and that was the decision that was passed and
Right.
done and ordered at that point in time, so.
We're talking, there's some with the width of the road too,
Correct,
you know, for,
trying to increase it and,
right. Swamp and width.
yep, it just wasn't a very, the first thought pattern was it would be a straight shot, it'd be something to relieve that pressure. But then after, comments were made and we came back, yeah, it did make a lot of sense at that point in time of,
Mhm.
well, maybe as we proceed down the line, maybe we can find a different road that would alleviate some of the pressure
Right, right.
through the town. Just not sure that that one was the right one.
Mhm, mhm. Okay,
All right. Correspondence. Update on the Door County Community Fund for the Pavilion Handicap Access that has been applied for.
we did receive the check.
You did receive
Yes,
it.
$2,524.60.
Wonderful. Okay, absentee ballot subgrant.
Okay, there, I did receive $107.87 for the sub grant. But now I have to order the absentee ballot envelopes, and I ordered it today. But I got a reply back instead. I said we could probably spend about 130 because I'm sure they're shipping on it. But it's $200 and I believe $19. I'd have to look at my phone. For 500, you have to order 500. So it would amount to 400 and some dollars for the absentee envelope and the inside and the ballot envelope. So we have to pay for them anyway. Should I just order the 500? I'm gonna use them anyway because we next year we have 4 elections coming up, and
Are they gonna change them next year?
I hope not. I doubt it because they really worked on it. No, so. And if we do need more, I can get some from the county, but right now I have to apply that $107 to our order so that I can send in the
So
bill.
sub-grant is just a partial
Yes,
offset.
yes.
Okay.
So I think I'll just order the 500 per, box.
I don't see a problem.
I
with
don't
that.
either
No.
because I will be using them.
Yeah.
That's for sure. With the 4 elections coming up next year. Okay, I just want an okay on that one.
And then, C is, a bike trail
Yes,
info
did
request.
you-
So I got an email from her today. Maybe I got something earlier than that, and who knows, maybe I thought it was like
Yeah, I did.
junk.
I forwarded it to you, yeah. She did requested a reply today, and I said we were having our town board meeting today, and then I would reply back. They just want to know how many bike trails or, what existing county roads or highways that exist that are used for trails,
For bike.
for
marked
biking,
Bike trail.
right?
The Anapee Trail is the only one I know of in this
Yeah.
town.
But now they do have, once in a while, they have that bike race that they go through
Yeah, I
here.
see signs.
Is that just a certain trail that they use all the time, or is that something
They
they,
ask for road
right?
access.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I've been aware of in the past, but we've never designated those
Okay.
roads.
I think I'll just reply to her and say that it's just the Anapee Trail and occasionally there's a fundraising. Community,
Silent supports the dirt farm.
What
Silent supports the dirt.
Is that
farm,
what it's
yes,
called?
yeah, and they're the bicycle racing people.
silent sport,
Well, yeah, but they ask for specific routes.
right,
They don't always use the same route.
So what is she actually looking for, like to add?
I
more
think
things,
they
or
just she wants to put the existing trails in the whole county. Information for people,
Okay,
Yeah, where people can go to
To
ride
ride.
their bike
safely.
safely. The
Mhm.
Anapee Trail is the only trail we have. that's
Okay,
designated,
that's how I'm gonna
why-
reply, and then sometimes they use, some organization will do a trail,
But then they request the road access
right? Mhm.
when they do the century, whatever.
Right.
Ride. But those
they-
are inconsistent, they change every time.
Right, and they
it
do
comes
put
through.
flags up here and there, you know,
Right.
for the trail. Okay, that's all I'll reply to her then, okay.
all right. Tree trimming on the west interior side trail, or above the ballpark field, sorry.
Okay, the Maplewood Mets asked if they could get the trees trimmed that are kind of hanging over the fence.
Are they on our side of the property?
That's
They are
on,
property.
they are a property, yeah, right
Okay.
here in the ballpark. You know, the fence on
Mhm.
this side is just kind of hanging over, they'd like that trimmed. And I think they would even do it.
That's the ones where a year ago, I think we trimmed
I think-
those things that were, those huge things that were hanging out toward the road.
I think some branches broke too, didn't they, at the
We
time
had
there's a
broken-
windstorm?
yes, Yes,
Okay,
but you're talking about the ones that are hanging toward the field.
over the ball field, yeah.
Yeah. I myself don't see a problem with
Yeah,
that, especially if they're willing to do it,
Mhm.
all the power to them.
Yeah, I can ask them if they
Do
want,
you guys?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
As long as they're not doing major
yeah.
removal, some of those things we took down with pretty good
Yeah.
size.
Mhm, okay, okay.
But yeah, I think they should be able to do that.
American Legion request to place a copy machine in the town hall. I was approached by the American Legion to do such a thing here. They were saying that they would donate the copier, they will buy it, donate it. Bring the paper, bring the toner, if we could put it in the hall,
For general use of everyone.
for general use of, well. That was one thought pattern, that's kind of what he had said, but then I thought to myself, we rent that out to people, and kids are kids, right? We all have them. So then I thought, well, the Legion has a key for our storage room. So it would be for the townspeople, which was part of the agreement, that we would be able to utilize that if we needed it for whatever, or for voting purposes. That if Ruth needed to make copies, it would be easy for her to do such a thing. And they have a key to that already because their flags are in there.
Mhm.
And they're gonna locker.
Right, so I said, well, that would be perfect, we'd be able to put it in there and,
Mhm, mhm.
and I said, I didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but I'll bring it up, I'll put it on the agenda and I'll ask the board if they, have any concerns and we can get a blessing of that and then we will move forward with it.
Well, how about they also agree to paint their,
That's next. So are we, can I get a motion to accept that if you guys are good with that?
if they're gonna paint their.
Should I start it all with the mailbox?
It's a flag box. Looks pretty
Flag
ratty.
box, yeah.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right, so this is gonna be a yes. And yes, I talked to Arnie and Terry, and I asked them, could you please, now that we've got everything done at the town hall and that box is looking raggedy, I'd like you to take the box and somebody would paint it. And they said, absolutely, we will deal with that.
Excellent.
And then I kind of brought up the point of, it kind of is sinking into that blacktop.
Yes.
If we would take maybe they can just grab a piece of green treated by me, tool them or whatever, and make a little bit of a base to hold that up, so we wouldn't have that problem.
So far.
Right, and it looks better. So, yes, on both of those items.
Yeah, we don't need a motion for that though, right?
No.
Okay.
It's up to you guys if you want
All
it.
right.
Okay, then I had another request for, playground equipment donation. So I had an individual call me and he's got some of these bounce animals that they had at Otumba Park, and he purchased them. And he said, if we are willing to put them
Oh,
in here, he would be willing to donate them, you know, so we would have.
We've got two, then we could be five.
Right, you know, we'd have to
We'd have
pay
to.
for the, you know, the
Yes.
sonotube.
I guess I never noticed them.
or-
Yeah, we have to, yeah, we have to.
Oh, really?
there's two of them.
Yes, there's two in existence. Do they match?
Mhm.
So, you know. I thought it was okay, and again, I said, I don't see a problem with it, but obviously, I'm not the only person, I will talk to the board, and if they're
We
okay
just have
with
to
it.
stick sonotubes and
We
put
would
the
have-
concrete in them. That's all.
Correct, that's it.
And when they do that sidewalk, they can do that.
Sidewalk done.
Is it?
Sidewalk's
Oh.
done, it's just. not
Gee, well, it
finished.
goes. I parked on this side, I didn't look over.
That's okay, but. So whatever,
It'd take a lot of time.
it's not gonna take a lot of concrete, no. So are we okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. I will get back to him and tell him that this would be a yes. Playground surface.
yeah.
I know you had asked and had mentioned this, so I had asked the question for him to look at what that would be. Okay,
Well, there's more than just that. I mean,
I know, but this was.
Yeah,
the bark.
okay.
So he gave us two options in the bark. If we decide to go that route, you could see what it is and you could see what the cost would be, right?
Of course.
So I said,
what is it?
Chocolate brown.
Well, that's just chocolate brown. This is just what it is.
yeah, this would be like chip.
Yeah.
Right, and you can see, and then if you wanted the swing done separately, that's what he did.
Is this what we, this is similar to what we did already.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
I'd much rather avoid the color.
Yeah,
I mean, this will very natural. Gee,
where did Roy get those chips at one time? Was it from the,
I don't know.
Did you give them from a lumber company?
it could be,
Thought so.
it wasn't from the recycling,
Oh, the jumping worm farm?
yeah, the Dumpy Worm Farm,
I-
Asian worm or whatever they call it, did you hear that?
No, I
Asian,
didn't know that.
Asian worms in their mulch at the
Really?
recycling
Oh,
place,
yeah.
yeah, they're trying to,
Everybody's trying to
yeah,
not.
get rid of them,
No, don't go there. You won't get any more. They don't want you to bring any in.
no.
Personally, I think we should just go with the natural wood chips.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want on the playground area and the swing, or just the playground area?
Well, the swings are,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, well, they're just, they keep digging a hole in there. You know, so if you put some chips down, at least you slow down the drainage and there won't be puddle in there. No matter what you put down, you're gonna have a problem. You know,
Yeah.
they're always gonna kick it out.
Sure,
Mhm, mhm.
that's the nature of the swing.
Yeah.
Put some blacktop down there, you don't have to worry about it.
Until they fall off their swing.
Well, you want ground up rubber tires in there with that?
Call mats, do you know? Small call mats?
Huh?
Small call mats?
Ground up rubber would be the best to put in there.
It
Mm,
would be, but that really would be expensive.
Yeah, I think your natural wood chip is fine. I like that.
Okay. So I guess, this I would think you'd want a motion on, or what? This we don't have to have a motion, or,
We're about $600 here. If you're just getting that. So if you include both of those $600, I make a motion to get $600 for the natural wood chips put down both at the playground area as well as the swings. that area.
I second that.
All right, I have a motion to,
No,
the natural-
no more than $600.
yeah, no more than $600 spent for natural wood chips in the playground area
Mhm.
to resurface and buy the swing set. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it will pass. Okay. Maplewood Sanitary District
Oh,
update.
you missed one. Southern Door Fire Department.
Oh, I am sorry. Sorry, Lauren.
Usually you miss the
Don't
same.
miss me. I should write little lines across it. That's gotta be that model vision.
All right, our last meeting was August 9th, and it was held at the North Station. The treasurer reported in our Nicolay checking account. We reported $23,752.73. In our Nicolay money market account, $294,811.84. The Capital Credit Union certificate deposit, $50,395.14. For a grand total of $368,959.71. And then also you reported in the, we're calling it the Nicolay small account, this is the proceeds received from the town of Nassau for the sale of items, $12,124 in that account. Even though that doesn't affect the fire department at all, it's just money we're holding until
Right,
the split is final. The chief reported 8 fire calls this past month. July 13th at 6552 Salona Road for a report of a silo fire. The fire was actually on the outside of the silo in the silage, believed to have started from a hot bearing on a conveyor, and it spread to the silage and a dry brush around the silo. Mutual aid was called in from Bug, Sturgeon Bay, and Oklahoma. July 14th, State Highway 42 at the County Line Road, the County Line and X and the County Line Road south of Forestville. For a 2-vehicle accident, we provided traffic control and cleanup of the roadway. July 17th, County C and County M, a 2-vehicle accident. Again, traffic control and cleanup of roadway was provided. July 17th, just 3 hours later, State Highway 57 and Stone Road, 2-vehicle accident, traffic control and cleanup of debris. July 23rd, Town Park Road in Nassauwappee. Missing persons search. The call came in as 2 children missing. Turns out the children weren't missing, they were playing hide and seek. And they won. They were hiding in the camper at the residence. They were a 3 and a 4-year-old girl. So there was some concern at first that, children were missing, all kind of thoughts were going through people's heads, and the 2 girls were playing hide and seek. They were under a mattress in a camper at the residence. July 18th, State Highway 57 and County MM, 2-vehicle accident, again, traffic control and cleanup of debris. July 31st, 7502 State Highway 4257, the Morning Glory Restaurant area, report of a car fire. They were canceled. It was found to be an overheated radiator and it was steam. August 18th, County S south of County H, blown hydraulic hose, oil on the road. Door County Co-op fertilizer spreader blew a hose and pumped out all its oil. We provided traffic control, applied absorbative material. The county sweeper was called in to remove it. We applied a new product called Spill Clean. It kind of mimics Dawn dishwashing soap. It breaks up the oil and, they use the water from the trucks to wash it off the road. No hazmat or anything called in for that. The traffic control was turned back over to the sheriff's department after that call. 17 EMR calls since July 17. Training in August is with new engine 906. And also they are having joint training with Bug Fire Department for RIT training. RIT is rapid intervention training. At a call, it's a mutual aid call. Say bug response to a call that were a house fire. They have 4 members of their fire department that stand by just in case our firemen go into a house and get in trouble. They practice this. 4 guys just standing around. Doesn't sound like much, but you know, they each have a certain specific duty. So yeah, I learn something new every month at these board meetings. So, the chief is checking out a new app. There's an app right now called Active 911 that the firemen have on their phones. Chief is checking out a new service. He's extremely dissatisfied with the customer service. The price is about the same, but he said the customer service may be a deciding factor. Mavis card rewrite was taking place, being that Nassau has formed their fire department now. They each need to know who they can call in the case of who can supply what in the case of emergency. So they had a chief's meeting, and it was like 4 hours. The picnic was held July 29th. Great weather, excellent help from department members with very good attendance. Wrap-up meeting was held August 10th. And the chief said a huge thank you to the picnic community leaders. And we heard that all the prize winners were gonna donate their money back. Dina, is that right?
Oh, so.
Just a rumor.
That app you're looking at? What, do you have a current app?
Yes,
What,
it's called Active 911
okay.
right now. He's just shopping around, just trying to, it's comparable in price. It's a little cheaper, but he said he can email the guy and the guy says, I'll call you in 10 minutes. And 3 days later, he's heard nothing back from him and said the customer service is he's frustrated with the customer service from that other one. All of the matters, we talked about the budget a little bit. Chief he's gonna bring it up on the big screen at the fire station next time where we can put in the numbers and actually look at them and talk about them and tweak them if we have to, rather than have it on paper where we can scratch the numbers off, erase the numbers and come back in. Chief also did a preliminary budget using some numbers that he didn't have any numbers, but he upped it a little bit, tweaked it. Come to find out, we got some numbers. Ruth, you gave Chuck some numbers.
Yes, and these are the
You got the official ones?
equalized value, but there's no change. So if you want to take these.
Okay,
you can.
well, turns out we have like an extra $30,000 to play with. Chief didn't tweak them quite high enough, which is, hey, that's a good thing. So, and the last thing, the board approved to have our old engine 906 appraised. We had some interest in it in the past. And which the interest it fell through. One fire company is gonna fix their truck instead of buying a new one. And the other one, I don't know why. But we figured we would have it appraised to get a real good estimate dollar figure on it. For future reference. And also, you know, that money from that 906, the old 906, will be put down on the loan to pay for the new 906. So we want,
So that, the old 906 is surplus to your needs.
So we can find a buyer for that.
Maybe through Wisconsin surplus or something like that.
We've been using this Brindley Mountain Fire
Okay.
Apparatus Company
Yeah.
out of Georgia. They did our other appraisals for the Nassau trucks. That's who I sent out the information for this truck to them, so they've been very favorable for us. So that's all I got.
Lauren, I have a question. Is your position on the Southern Fire Department that comes due in September or October?
We do it at the annual meeting, which would be September
Okay, because I think last year we did in October. We were just a little behind, so I'll put it on the agenda for
That
next
was
month
based
then.
on the Forest municipality.
Yes,
agreement. They
yes,
didn't have
uh-huh.
anything for the
Right.
department.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
was it Chuck was last year?
yes.
Chuck got reappointed last year from
Mhm.
the town.
But now with the new bylaws and everything, are there gonna be any changes that we'll
I
have to
would-
talk about that?
So we'd have to find out.
Mhm,
Right.
okay,
I would think there would be, still rotate every other.
every other year, every 2 years. Yeah.
If that's the way it's structured.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to ask, I am interested.
Okay,
in
good.
retaining. So,
Okay. Right.
Any other questions there? All right. Thank you, Lauren. Maplewood Sanitary District,
I have nothing due from them at all.
all right. Cemetery, is there anything there?
Pretty dead up there.
Okay, broadband update,
They're working on rating and evaluating the RFPs, responses that they received. I think Ruth, you sent out
Yes,
3 different, RFPs,
yes.
responses that they got back. They're scoring them and doing analysis work. They're meeting almost every other day,
Mhm.
or I mean, yeah, just about twice
Yeah,
a week.
here's the
So they got one in there from Bertrand
Charter,
Charter.
Bertram and Solcom.
and Charter, both.
Yeah, I did send them all, but this is all what I
Yeah,
printed everything.
and that committee is really done their job in sorting through this stuff.
Mhm.
And what they come back out with, they want to have that process completed here this week, I think, is where they're shooting for.
I think so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they will make a recommendation. Their intent then is to have a public hearing. They want to do a brief review with the town boards. A public hearing, but they want the town board members to attend the preliminary review, as far as I understood the last meeting I went to. And then when they do a public presentation on the whole thing, and I think they're gonna do it up at the school. I don't know for sure. They hadn't ironed that out. They're putting together a presentation to explain what they did, how they came about it, what their recommendation is and why. And then they want to have a meeting with the town board members for the 4 municipalities, Brussels, Union, Gardner, and Forestville, to give us more in-depth answers, because once they make a public presentation, there's gonna be questions that are gonna come back to the towns. And we then would have to get that information, hopefully, by the end of the month,
Mhm.
so that we are then in a position, their public hearing was slated for the 26th of September. Whether or not they make that, I don't know. So we'll find out much more, and quite frankly, when you take a look at the proposals that were sent out, you don't have anything really to work with. Number one, you've got some facts and figures, and when you go through the process, you can understand that. But I'm hoping their rationale and reasoning for their recommendation is such that we then would be in a position to say, okay, now we understand what this is and what it's gonna cost us. As you saw that Playbanks went ahead on their own because they got no funding from anybody and their thing with Bertrand got approved. They were gonna take it to the electric, I guess.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's this is a tough area to deal with. They're working on it. We'll get more information. So,
Yeah, cause after reading that, I'm still sold on Starlink at this point. So,
Well, I think we'll get some more information.
Right.
yeah, I think we'll get far more information from them. Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
HeyGov and website update.
yeah, okay. Well, as you're all aware, through town gov or town web and HeyGov, we've had trouble with our vendor of email, Rackspace. I don't need to explain to you what the problem should be.
Yeah.
We've all experienced it. And from them, I got this message today. Unfortunately, we discovered our email vendor did not meet our high standard of reliability, security, and uptime. And to rectify that, they made the decision to transition to a new vendor, one that offers superior service, reliability, and security for the email client. So they're going to have a webinar, if you will, on Wednesday, the 30th. I will attend that to talk about a transition away from Rackspace and how would we go about migrating our current information into the Google Workspace world. Google Workspace is where we would probably end up, but that would also involve some technical changes, not only on our website, but also on, all the rest of our domain settings. So currently, as we've talked about in the past, we are in the .com world with our town website. Our email, based on what we did a year or more ago with Elections Commission, was to move to the .gov,
Right,
because .gov is through the state is where we went.
it's more secure.
It's much more secure. And so there's going to be some changes, and they're suggesting both our not only our email migration, but then also our domain
Right.
be migrated to wi.gov. So there'll be much more involved with both of those issues, as well as some of the things that we have going on, because we're working also with the HeyGov thing, for our digital
Right.
services. So I will find out more information at the end of the month and I'll bring it back. I did also go through with Ruth a month or two ago. They have a program out there called Clerk Minutes, and it uses digital artificial intelligence to create minutes. And one of the issues is our discipline in the conduct of the meeting. We tend to jump around on topics, and the net result is the minutes that come out of that system are just wild.
Mixed up.
They're wild. I mean, you can't keep track of it. So there's going to be more information made available on how we structure the meeting itself so that it can be used as a tool. If it worked the way they intended, that would make it a whale of a lot easier for you to create minutes. The way we have our back and forth discussions, it doesn't work quite right. So we'll pursue that some more. And there's also meetings in September on that topic. So as this is working for us, but there's things that we could take advantage of if we did things differently. I don't have any more detail than that. But I'll probably be back and forth. So when you start getting emails from Rackspace, whatever, please continue to ignore them.
Okay.
When there's anything with regard to our domain, with regard to any of our meetings, with regard to any of our digital assets, services, I will send out a mailing to you personally, so you'll know where I'll talk to you. Because we can't you cannot respond to this other stuff,
Right,
because it's
yeah,
gonna be
so-
nothing but problems for
Okay.
you, for all of us, really. So, I'm continuing to work on that process.
All right, perfect, thank you.
Hmm.
Okay. Item 14, town hall floor maintenance. Done. So that was stripped and waxed. His only comment is we really need to do it more than,
It's every 10 or 12.
correct.
10 years.
I was thinking like every 2 years, somewhere in that ballpark, just to let you guys know that's what his thing was. Outside bulletin board is up. The handicap sign is up. Signage update.
I had Fast Signs come out and give us an estimate on putting letters on the front of the building. And he gave you two options on how to place them. If you want it centered over the door, or if you want it centered on the building. And a price that, I mean, he just used kind of simple letters and a price that he how much it cost.
Need a boom truck for 4 hours for this?
Well, you gotta bring it here and then take it back, I suppose.
What are the letters made out of here? Do we know?
The old lettering was centered on the peak. We're always been centered on the face of the building.
I believe he said, I thought it was acrylic.
Acrylic.
I thought is what he said. But I don't know, no, I don't know if he put that on here. We talked about a couple different things.
I don't see it on there.
You know, just the dimensional letters, that's all it says. Doesn't give any detail. Colors shown on this are just conceptual representation, that are black.
I have to ask him if they are. Yeah, it was just a,
That's
Yeah.
computer generation.
Right, so you can get an idea. what it
yes.
is.
Yeah. We can change
Oh, I
anything,
see, he centered it over the door and then the other one
Yes.
is centered in the center of the peak, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's not much difference,
Not really.
not much.
Look better, look placement. But what color letters do we use? I mean.
Black, they're black letters,
So we do black on the white?
yeah. I mean, you can do any color, I guess, I just picked black.
I mean, it stands out.
It sure does. I mean, it's easy to read.
Put a boom truck?
I don't think so.
And we can get the letters from them and someone else can put them on, I mean, they don't have to put them on. But I don't know if we want to put them on.
Well, you know, they're coming from Green Bay, that's what you're getting hammered on, right?
Yeah, right, you travel back and forth.
Yeah, it's gonna be port to port.
Right.
Unless somebody else knows of somebody that does it in on certain day, I didn't know anybody.
I can't think of anybody off the top of my head either. I mean, I kinda like it, it's just simple, it's
Yeah.
fair, it's big enough, it's fine.
So,
I guess the only question is do you want the labor, or do we see if we can do it ourselves, or do we buy the equipment, I don't know. But then who has the time, that's the other problem. But we certainly don't need a boom truck, It's
No,
at least 7 feet off
And
the
let
ground.
me ask, and let
8
me
feet.
ask them why they
Right.
said a boom truck, I mean, maybe they aren't.
Maybe he doesn't know, you know what I mean?
Well, he came out here
Oh,
and
he
took
came out
pictures and looked at it. Yeah, but maybe they're not allowed to stand on a ladder
I don't know, maybe.
because of the
Well, they probably
liabilities.
have a scissor lift or something that they sit inside of and then
Sure,
bring it up, I mean.
I don't think we need to have a boom truck. And. How are they gonna be attached? I mean, that was an issue we talked about some, on that fascia board there, it's just a single board, right?
Right. you want it
Yes.
Screwed on, is what you want.
Yeah,
and it sounded like it's not a double sticky, they would attach it right to the board. They
right,
would have the
and that makes sense.
little tab, whatever, little tabs or whatever that stick out past it,
Yeah, a little standoff,
yeah.
but I don't get the.
Go back and ask them why they're coming with a boom truck.
Well, you wanna break this down two separate things here, or?
I think we buy the letters.
Right, yes, that's my point. I agree with that part.
You like putting up letters, Joe? Well,
I'll supply the tractor and bucket.
Actually, I wonder if we
I've heard-
could bring it from the farm, if they would come out and use ours.
You must have a
Your
boom lift or
lift.
something, right?
We have a boom lift and we have a scissor lift,
They wouldn't be scared.
no,
No,
You know, it's a liability.
yeah,
I suppose.
I mean, really, all you need is a step ladder, to be honest with you.
right.
I mean, you have to be able to, I mean, you're gonna have to make sure that you have it centered, I guess, or the spaces in between each letter.
Right.
That's your biggest thing, I guess.
Find the middle of your building and count the number of letters and you do divide it in half and backspace, just like old typing years ago in school. Well, how much are they charging for the boom truck?
well, it says
Well,
2 men in a boom truck.
Right, 4
So
hours.
it's talking about installation personnel and equipment. So you don't know what they're charging for a boom truck,
Right, so he's got $800 tied up into that.
Yeah.
But
coming out of Green Bay.
that's part of the problem. Hmm?
Coming out of Green Bay, that isn't that. Yeah, I figured 2 guys,
2 guys who.
and I know why they come out with a boom truck, so they can walk.
How about 2 ladders and plank?
I know a lot of companies, even window companies, now they don't, you're not allowed to use ladder anymore.
Yeah, top one, and
Right,
it's more centered by the door.
on the other side, we got the money in the ARPA fund. Hell, we cited the building with that. And then that's a done deal, we don't have to wonder where the hell we're
Right.
gonna have time to do it.
This will have
Yada,
to come
da,
from
da,
the
da.
ARPA fund too.
Huh?
This will have to come from the ARPA.
Yeah, if something
fund.
happens, you
That's
got
right.
somebody to fall back on, say,
Yeah.
the letter fell off. or
I make a
something.
motion, we go with this fast signs estimate.
Did you guys ever ask them about the actual
The whole
sign?
9 yards, do the whole thing.
Yep. the whole thing.
Would you wanna do a sign?
Well,
I didn't know,
actual
I mean, yeah, they
sign.
do
We thought-
actual signs
This is
too.
what we want, yes, but then the problem with that was, is this kind of what we wanted was simple and just clean, clear on that van. Instead
Right.
of sitting on the.
And we talked about how much space is allowed on a county ordinance for signage and our signboard, all that good stuff.
I was just thinking the stainless steel sign.
I'll second the motion. I'll second the motion. Get this thing out of the way. And we're not building any big stone-based sign.
All right. So there it is.
So I've got a motion not to build a big stone base sign.
No. Go with the bid from
That's all
Fast.
So I got a motion on the table to accept the fast sign proposal here for
Yeah,
the signs and
Get
the
it done.
installation,
Yep.
1846
46.
25.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Thank you for your work on that, Dina.
You're welcome.
Okay.
No, you got out of that one, Joe.
So. Ruth had brought up a point that I think did somebody say something to you, Ruth, about how the refrigerator is and the refrigerator is?
About 3-4 years ago.
Okay,
This is not new.
One shelf is,
yeah, so we called our
Totally gone.
salesman at Van Reedy's
okay,
and Jan came here and measured it up. The only thing we didn't measure totally was D width. Okay?
Common.
So this is. You know, you kind of pass these around, you know, give you an idea what this is and what the cost would be. And they will drop it off or deliver it, they will install it and take away the old one. And then maybe you'll drop it in the ditch down Mill Road somewhere.
Yeah, maybe it's just because we don't have,
Won't happen.
then I'll be getting a call and we'll pick it up.
I heard
Yep. Corner of old substation.
No, that's even worse.
Are we getting a stainless fridge?
I think it's a white one, isn't it?
I think so.
we have white stove. too.
So it's not all that bad as far as the cost. I
Well,
mean, for a
was
brand new
thinking
unit.
because it is actually a registered commercial kitchen. You could put a stainless fridge in and
No,
a stainless
no,
stove.
we're not gonna do that. By the way, this thing's got tax on it.
Yeah, we took the tax.
This
Oh,
last
yeah.
one got
Yeah,
tax.
that's right.
I always take the tax off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to call them and tell them we don't get taxed,
Mhm.
but I have to have them a tax number, is that what I gotta do?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're tax exempt, we just
Okay.
give them a copy of our.
That thing
You need a
shouldn't have
copy of
tax.
it?
Same thing with that. If there's
Yeah.
tax on there, it'll be removed.
What's that again?
Yeah, if there's a tax on, I always take the tax.
You want the paper, Larry?
Yes, could I see that, Rose? Just by the.
Here it is.
Yeah, give her that. No, that piece of it.
Oh, this one.
Oh,
Ah,
I thought you wanted the tax number.
Okay, so this is the number I have
That's
to
the
give,
number.
Oh,
yeah.
so you're going to.
You could keep that, I think, because I have extra.
okay,
Yeah, I mean, they're extremely reasonable for us.
You need it for something else.
that's what I was doing, guys.
No, this is Van Reedy's out of Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay. Oh, yeah.
It's where we send all of our clients if they're looking for new appliances. And
Yeah. I make a motion, we get that, refrigerator from Van Reedy's without tax. And please take the old one and don't leave it in the village or the town.
Somewhere gone. All
Now,
right,
which price is it? It says builder's discount, what is?
No, it
It
takes,
just says right here.
take the thing
What's
and the
your
delivery
address?
charge of first two.
Okay, okay.
What do you got all there? Just the first two numbers,
so this is your subtotal, this is your
Delivery.
delivery removal.
and those two, that's
And
it.
then- Okay, that's all it would be then.
Yeah.
Okay. $9.59.
okay, so I have a motion on the table to purchase the refrigerator from Van Reedy's
Yeah, second.
for $9.59. All in favor?
All right.
Alright,
All opposed? It will carry. All right, road work. So road work update. I was told that pulverization for the road is scheduled for September 11th. So I'm assuming, because it was a voicemail, that when we were playing phone day, that's when they're gonna be hitting their road over here, they do that one. And then they would go down by the farm and do that 650-foot stretch at the same time. So that all the pulverization is done for cost purposes. Cause I don't know who it's a different company, but I'm thinking it's Northeast Asphalt is what I think it is. They come in and pulverize and then the county takes over from there. So that's what I know as far as that goes. I've seen the culverts were marked out already. And a couple of different roads, even on J, which I realize isn't ours, but still moving in the right direction. Okay. Grass cutting at the tower site. So I don't know what the grass cutting at the tower site is.
We used to do it ourselves. It was either Roy or myself would go and cut the grass by the tower. And then that was back when Voss owned.
oh,
The broadband
that's,
thing.
the communications power that's now by,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Cellcom bought them out or whatever.
no, it isn't
No,
Cellcom.
who bought them out?
It's Door County,
It-
oh, it's
Bird Track?
Bird
Track,
Bird Track
yes.
bought it. Since they bought them out, we kind of just never really went back in there at that point, because everything was just basically a handshake deal at this point, so I can go in there and can cut it again if that's what the issue is, or,
I don't know what the issue is. I thought, was it a question, Ruth, or there was something brought
Just
up?
Roy just said, I used to always cut it, and he says, I'm not cutting it, he doesn't have time or
yeah,
whatever,
so I
so,
can go
yeah.
back to cutting it then,
Yeah.
so.
That's just something you'll take care of?
Yeah, because I'm just right around the corner from there.
Yeah, okay.
I know, when we did our inspection, we drove down there, but I never really paid attention. It was like down the dirt path and back up the other
Yeah,
dirt
yeah.
path.
That's
All
our, that's our town park, you're gonna do sledding there.
Yeah, Sled Hill, and, yeah. We're gonna sell hot chocolate and
All
out
right,
of the
so
shed over there.
we had a call from a gentleman, on a sign on Glacier Hill Road. And so he wanted to know who was gonna plow it, and who's gonna maintain this thing, and who's gonna put a sign out there.
Well, here's-
After I investigated this,
Private road.
that's exactly what it is. So, this thing is gonna be a private road. And here's all the chapter 6 and designated standards and improvements of how this all is supposed to be. The only thing that we've come up with is the signage. So in talking with Joe, and you can't find it 100% here, is the first sign, from my understanding, the township should put on, because we want it uniform with all of our signs.
Mhm.
So the cost in the installation of that sign, very first one, is ours. The maintenance from that point on becomes them.
Sticky because the county is supposedly gonna replace all the damn signs.
Well, there's no sign there right now, and
Oh,
that's
that's right.
part of the problem, and a house is going in there is the issue.
There's no house there.
There is.
There is
The
now.
foundation is there and the
In
house.
here.
Yes. Yeah, so you drive up that little boat path right here,
Near
and there is a house
Ronnie Clark's
right here
coming
now.
this way, and Visti and
So they gave them a fire number, and it has that on, the fire number, from
not
the.
H.
And we put it
Solona
at the end of
and
the
Visti.
road.
Right, so we would have to. So I asked Joe if he would be, able to do such a thing, so. Basically, a new sign to match the town signs, a post, the sign, and the bracket and labor comes at 310. Then he goes down to the next line item, well, as a matter of fact, here, I need a copy.
Well, this is interesting because forget Glacier Road, we don't have a ditch in there.
No, this is like all lawn,
It's basically, it's a,
It's a private drive.
yeah,
See, this.
But it-
I
it
took a
labels
picture
it.
of it.
as you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see right here, that's why I had to investigate all this, because when I drove up it, I thought, are you kidding me? I thought the same thing, you did. It's your driveway, we touched that, but let me go and look, and dig and find out, and it is a private road, and it is labeled, and it is in our township and all of that part. So if we do the Glacier Hill sign and install with the
Not a
other
road
sign.
sign, but a fire number.
The fire
Oh,
number
the fire
is
number
there.
is there.
It's there.
We are looking for the sign, the road sign, the town road sign.
wow.
But in a way, that's a private drive,
It's a
but
private
it's still,
drive.
this town still has to recognize it as a.
Correct, because it is a road.
it's a
Wait
road,
a
but
minute, do we put signs out like Sleepy Hollow?
you do off of Mill,
Off of Mill.
yeah, well, this would be off of Solona, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So Joe, have you got
Because
any,
if you look
any
at like
2 cents on
Forest
this?
Drive, you go Forest Drive, you go down there by the dam, you got all those nice homes on there, they have their own private.
But that's
Private
Forest,
driveway.
but what's the name of that Cedar Lane or?
Cedar Lane, yeah,
But they put that sign up or did we?
they did. That's their own private road,
Yeah, because all the garbage collection,
Mhm.
they go all the way down there.
right, right. And they actually have, I think they actually have ditches too,
That's their road.
Yeah.
That was part of that
right,
development.
yeah. So this is interesting because,
So will the will the garbage truck go all the way down that road? Or do they have to pull it to
That's
the
a
end?
driveway.
That's a driveway. I gotta take mine to the highway.
Yeah,
Let's just put a sign up there, Huber Road.
No,
Cause that's kind of like Louis Road, we got
No.
Louis Road that
Yeah,
goes down, but
but
we actually
that's-
have it kind of, that's an actual established road. We get aid for that
But
road
that
too.
is, yeah, that is.
yeah, we don't
road.
get nothing for
Yeah.
it.
Right, and I told them that, you know, if they ever would wanna donate that, I don't think we would ever want it. Unless there's multiple.
It's gotta be up to
It has to
standard.
be.
It's gotta meet our standards.
It has to be blacktopped and it has to be X number of feet wide.
Right. So. Have we put signs up by all the private roads?
That Ash should know the specs on that, I would think.
Well, that's a question I would throw at that. He should know.
Sherry would know if that
Sherry would
Sleepy
know.
Hollow, if she put them up or if the
Mhm.
county put them up on Mill and.
Yeah, she
Sleepy.
would know. Sherry Reader would know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I gotta believe those are private road signs, cause you see some unusual roads. People put signs up.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
but don't you want all of that to be uniform with your town sign?
Yes, you would, but are you then responsible for that road?
No,
No,
Mhm.
not at all.
And I'm not
Okay.
responsible, fire number, yes. That I understand. Beyond that, no. And they already got a fire number.
Yeah, cause you apply just like you would
Right.
through the county or
Right,
whatever,
right.
and they gave you fire number.
but Herb's Road, do we get money for that? There's a sign on Herb's Road.
Herb's Road, we get money for.
Yeah.
Oh, we
We
do,
maintain that road.
okay.
I'm trying to think, what other roads are there out there?
Yeah, we're not looking to maintain it. It will only be
For the sign.
the cost of the sign one time. That's it. If that sign fades, it's their problem to replace it. If it gets run over, it's their problem to replace it to what we've had.
What I see in the future though is the person getting this recognizes this road. And then before you know it, they're gonna want, well, we want the plow to come out, then we want it blacktop, then we want.
He already asked that question and I.
They have to blacktop
Correct,
Oh,
absolutely.
Before we
And I-
can accept
before
it.
you can accept it. as-
Right.
We
Okay,
can't
so that's
accept
all
it.
right.
Absolutely, and that's why I dug into all of this stuff.
got that, there.
This is absolutely a private
That
road.
pretty much covered.
Here's the map.
Mhm.
It just comes down to the sign. Period. That's it. We are not responsible for anything. No gravel, no plowing, nothing. So Joe, what do they do in some of the other townships? Are you
A
familiar?
lot of them, they have the road name, private road name, but it also says private road bond. Some townships, like I explained to you on the phone, they put up the sign, and then anything after that, it's the association on that private road takes care of everything.
Mhm.
So that way, the town gets a uniform sign. That's the only reason, that's the main reason why townships do that. So everything stays uniform. Then after that, they have to keep it up. But it does dive into a sticky situation, cause then you wonder where's the stop sign? And where's the dead end road sign?
Exactly.
So it does get into a sticky situation, but a lot of towns, they want, no matter if it's a private road, a driveway that has, somebody wants to name their driveway, it has to look like the town signs.
It would be their responsibility if they want to dead, if they don't want people
But
driving
it's-
down there,
but
then they
it's
gotta put a
considered-
sign up that says private road.
But if it's considered a road on, did you get that on Google or not?
No, this is Door County. This is,
This is
If
the
it's considered a
GIS.
road on there, then it's. There's nothing in your like bylaws?
in these, no, these are your designated, your design standards, improvements. And dedications, so basically, when they made this road and they turned it into a road, this part of it had to meet these requirements. You don't have a ditch, well, you would never have a ditch because you're kind of on a hill right there. So that, okay, but your width is there, the gravel is there, and you're fine. Until you can see where the, where the gravel stops, then it gets, kind of
Yeah,
little bit whatever. But now that he put the house in there, they've touched that up and made it a little bit better, but yeah.
a private road.
It is a private road, absolutely. That's exactly what it says. That's what we're calling it. That's what it is. So I asked the question and said, well, I will bring it to the board. I will talk to them and see where they feel.
How much does it cost to put this sign up?
If we do it with all of the other signs in the town that we ordered the last time, it would be $200. Is that right, Joe? If we do it separately. Because the cost of the signs and stuff has gone up is $310. So $200 if we have them do it, once he's doing the rest,
Mhm.
or we add 110 to it, or.
Is that 100 extra through the county, you mean?
No,
extra.
this is gonna be Joe that's gonna end up.
Oh, I
doing it.
see, okay.
Just because he was already ordering all of our signs to begin with.
Mhm.
We had talked about those other signs,
Right, right.
so.
Either that, or it'd be something you could bring up to that homeowner. Stating, see if he'd wanna cover the cost of it.
That's what I was thinking.
I can.
And, you know,
Tell them, I'll honor the town's price. If I do it when I'm doing your signs, but if he wants to wait till next year or whatever, then.
It's gonna cost them $310
Yep.
or more.
Yeah.
We'll agree, you could do it at the same time,
Yep.
but we're gonna bill you $200 for it.
Okay, that's what you want me to, I will do.
Yeah, it's a private road.
But I think it should be uniform, I think it should stay with the rest of the signs of what it looks
Yeah,
like, so he has
I
to,
do too, it's reflective materials, it could be red.
Yes. I don't think he has the choice of.
I can get it where it says private road too, I don't think it's any additional charge either.
Okay,
Because
and that's what I
you have
think
to
it should say,
understand-
Glacier Road,
yeah.
private.
Yeah, it's a
road,
private road you're dealing with here.
Yep, I think that's kind of important for people. Okay, then that's what I'll tell him. So at least I know what we want to say on that front.
Yeah, this is- copy this.
Correct. Did you want?
Private road,
Right, and then, we asked for the cost of a hidden driveway sign for, property at 7410 Old Elm Road. And a 35 mph yellow sign. So
where is that?
that was
Trail road.
on Elm Road, when they redo that Elm Road,
Oh, when we do that piece.
right,
Yeah,
yeah. The cost is 200 per sign. You'd add $800 to the old Elm Road project for that if we go that route. Now, I did call and I did ask, can we lower the speed limit on that road? That said we can, but you have to do, some studies on there. So we'd have to call to do the studies, and then we can lower it according to percentages on how the people are driving on that piece of.
cause it's not marked,
Correct.
and so it's a wide open road, people go 55 or more,
Right.
and that's
So-
what they do.
I think the question then came up to. Are we gonna do the hidden driveway sign? Are we,
Public safety issue.
I don't think that that's a bad thing to do, put the hidden driveway sign. You need two, at least one on each end.
On either end, yeah. But then we also can't put up speed limit.
But you can't do the speed limit, so what it would do is it would just.
Yellow?
Hmm?
You
I
have
think
the
it's one
yellow?
on this side.
Suggested 35?
Where's the hidden driveway?
Cause I don't.
When you're
think-
coming down the hill on that side of it.
Be
a
on
little bit
on
more.
the left side.
Yeah,
Coming
It's
down the
the-
hill like
so
towards Old?
yes,
Official speed limit signs are white.
Yeah.
And if we put a yellow sign on,
Suggested.
Really?
Suggested 35.
Oh,
that is a suggestion. It's not
County,
really
you
yellow.
gotta- you don't have to do a study for it.
yeah, we're not telling you, we're just asking.
Suggesting, no 35. Cause if you watch, you see those signs all over the place.
Yeah, I have.
I never knew.
I think the mile per hour sign would do a lot more than the hidden driveway sign.
Well, I think both are important. Really?
if I had to pick, I would say the
Oh,
35.
yeah, I
MPH.
understand.
If I see a hidden driveway sign and I'm like, you
Yeah,
know,
so,
I'm gonna look out, you know, but, you know, 35, I'm thinking. That sinks in a little more than the hidden driveway sign,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I'll just put it all in. Be done with it. It's highway. And it's, roadway maintenance. It's all part and parcel of the same project that we're dealing with. So after the road is built,
Right, you'd have to put them in after the road
Yeah.
is built.
yeah, we'll do that.
Just like your signage right now is gonna be waiting till after the second cutting.
Sure.
So we'll really don't have to go on the sign.
I make that motion.
I second that.
All right, I have a motion for the hidden driveway signs and the yellow 35 mile per hour sign on oh, what road are we on? Old Elm.
When is that road getting completed?
They are
Some
looking,
starting at the middle of
September
September.
11th, they're gonna start to pulverize it, and then, you know, I'm sure as they're doing all of them, they'll just keep doing them, I would think.
Yeah, that'll probably be a few weeks. After pulverization and
So I have a motion on the table to accept the cost of $800. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. All right. Now we are gonna go into closed session.
And then you're gonna let me know on the Glacier Hill website?
Yes, so what'll happen is I'll call him and I will ask him. Well, I'll just tell him. He's gonna have to, you know, the board says it's a private road and he will have to pay for it himself and it's gonna be either the $400 or the $310 if you wait until after.
right.
Cause, we're gonna be cutting your town. For about 2 weeks. And then after that, we're doing the road signs. So, 1 month, 1.5 to do the road signs.
So if indeed the landowner, the homeowner agrees.
Yeah.
Will he bill us and then we in turn will bill him?
Well, I
If
kind of,
if he agrees, I can take it out of your hands and I can go directly to him.
Okay,
all right,
That's
That way it's, because right now it's just too many irons on the fire,
right.
so,
that's fine.
yeah.
Yep.
He agrees.
Just that you're taking care of is all that we
Yep.
want to make sure happens, so.
Yep.
Cause if not, I'd ask for the money up front, then we order, but.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do the same thing, so.
But like I said, let him know that. It has to be done within like this next month. For me to order it. To get it at that $200.
I don't think he's gonna wait. I think once he was waiting to see.
Yeah.
How the board reacted or what their thoughts were, and then. He's gonna do whatever he needs to do. Right,
Just let me know.
all right,
Thank
perfect.
you guys.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, we are gonna go into closed session for the fire department negotiations
Based on,
based on. As far as what are you asking, 19.85 deliberating notification or negotiations?
okay, for state statute,
Yep, state that statute 19.85
so this is
1E.
to discuss deliberation of,
The Nassawappi and Southern Door Fire Departments,
okay. And that's a motion,
that is a motion,
if we go into closed session,
that we're going into closed session.
I second that.
okay,
All in favor?
aye,
All opposed? Then we're going into closed session as of now.
second,
All right, we are back into open session. And we are looking at the resolution 2023-2. Southern Door Fire Department, reorganization.
This is exactly the same as what we
Correct.
sent. Okay,
Yeah.
different size font. That's all.
The only change was up on top, Ruth had, I had 04 and it needed to be 02.
Right, I have the correct one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the only change that was made or whatever that I said.
Right.
So it should say 02,
Right,
which it does.
right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it still says exactly what I told
Exactly.
in closed session,
Yeah,
so.
so I am looking for a motion to accept the resolution.
I will make a motion to accept the resolution 2023-02 with regard to this distribution of assets.
I second that.
All right. I also wanna make this contingent upon Nassau paying their August tax payment and 2% fire dues. So I would ask the board that we would sign this and then we would present it to them once we know that those dollars have been paid properly.
The August fire dues,
The August fire dues, yep,
Mhm.
tax payment and the 2% fire dues.
yes,
So are we in agreement with that, adding that to the motion?
yes, are you gonna put that in writing on here?
Well, I was just figuring once because they technically could be paid already,
Well, we don't know that, because they were due today,
you know?
so.
So I would just kind of like to keep the resolution clean all by itself. And the board just be aware that.
Yeah.
You are good with me hanging on to it
Yep.
and not presenting until
Yes,
we
Yes.
know that this has been done.
Yes,
All right,
Agreed.
all in favor?
I,
All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry.
now how many of these do you want signed?
Three,
And one goes on the website?
yes.
That's the right one,
But yeah, the one with the,
with the two on the top.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
just sign it this way.
Yes. And then you can sign Kevin's and give him that one. You can keep that one. Yes.
and then. Am I missing one?
You only needed three, right?
Right, but should I have one too?
I
Yeah,
think
Oh,
you
yes,
gave-
I have
thought he
extra
gave
if
you
you
one.
need. One more.
Right, I should sign one here.
Here's another one.
Oh, there we go.
Make sure it's the right one.
All right.
2000.
Yep, that's all I brought, because I changed it as soon as you emailed me back.
Sure.
And then Ruth does a sign that we done
Okay, here's your. And
further.
I just moved forward.
Okay.
Oh, you've got the bills.
Yeah, sorry.
See? Item number 18, payment of bills.
Here they all are, if you want to take a peek at them.
oh, this is the dues? Fire dues?
Yes.
Okay. Just a refund on that,
Yes,
Cancel it after she did it right away.
like about 2 days, yeah. They wanted it somewhere, somebody wanted it somewhere else. I said, oh, that's okay. But I didn't cancel it on the website because I canceled it and then I thought, oh, they might pay her back and I wanted to do this. I'll just wait a couple weeks and take it off. But I do know
Yeah,
that that's
slightly.
not taken.
I can get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would pay her back. We paid her back.
Yeah, we
I
did
didn't
her-
know, yeah, I didn't know if the.
No, they'll never
rec
pay her
space
back.
also, I
Right,
didn't know for
Larry?
sure.
Rackspace would never pay anybody back.
No.
If they
Okay,
cancel.
okay, then I will.
It's not, that's a gov you're talking.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, hang on, sorry,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
No, they wouldn't have any
No.
way of paying them back.
okay.
I do have the ATV re-signs ready to go. I was gonna wait about the second grass clean.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's warm in here, doesn't it?
Yes. And oh, there's a fence.
Aaron did a nice job on the painting out there.
Well, it was a raw warranty.
Regular Van Gogh.
There's a little bit along the new trim. Did you see that by the doorway?
I did. The wind was from the east. I'm gonna ask them what it could use to remove.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a goof off, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'll find out.
So
We'll tell them I
this
give
is
them a
actually
compliment.
vinyl
Don't
siding.
because you,
Right.
It's not that wood siding like that you see on the
Correct.
places. So on the bottom where the white trim is and you don't have to seal that. There shouldn't be no caulk or anything in there, that water doesn't get in there?
What do you mean as far as, no,
No.
there's a flashing there, so when the rain comes down and it hits the siding, it's gonna hit that.
that
That
aluminum.
freeze board, it hits the aluminum and comes down. So,
Okay,
Yep, that is done, 100% the way it should be done.
okay,
Right, we looked at that flashing one. It went
Yeah.
on, Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I was just curious, cause my son went with. It's like more of a wood and everything is caulked everywhere.
Yeah, that's gonna be an LP.
I gotta ask the question about the light. What happened to the light?
Our yard light?
Yeah.
Time,
Well, I know,
Working
it's
on it.
disappeared.
it's not disappeared.
It isn't there. Gone.
It'll come,
It'll come.
can only deal with so many Indians at one time.
I hear you. I hear you. I make a motion to pay the bills.
Nice, second.
All right, I have a motion to pay the bills as presented,
Mhm.
and a second, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Item number 19, announcements, the water convention. I think we're all set for that, right?
Yes, September 27th, there's a.
Workshop.
Workshop in Green Bay. I'm going, but.
Now, is that this thing with the town's advocacy council? We just had an email
No.
today.
Put on by Towns Association, no.
Right. But
There's information on elections and other things. Let's see, I have there.
this is the fall workshop.
Is it in the
right?
book?
Yes, yes.
Here's a.
I actually looked in
Give it a
the,
look.
don't ask questions when you got a copy of the book. I'll teach you. Oh, this is the old,
No,
that's the September copy, right?
August,
The August thing?
September 27th. Here it is, general topics. Clerks, there's registration, uniform chart of accounts, budget and levy adoption procedures.
Where's the program?
So how much of this stuff are they gonna cover in the Dells?
Pretty much everything. I think that a lot of this municipal, well, the levy, we're gonna have to have that done
Workshop.
before October.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll be done before October. That's why I wanted to go for that.
There's one
We see
that,
at the Dells, they actually present it when you're in a pool, which is even better, you know.
no, the reason I asked about that latest email that came in today. It's the advocacy
Oh, yes.
council. Of which we are a part of, under the Towns Association. So let me find that. Town Law Conference. Now, topics covered this year's program includes wireless basics, cell towers, small wireless, hot topics, how amendment. Where I was curious was here, two things. Municipal Attorney's Guide to Legal Issues Involving Cemeteries, Burial Sites, Burial Mounds. There's also something with regard to communal anaerobic digester systems. You have one, but it's not a communal. And you're going to this new process, this clean water, clean water one.
We're trying,
You're trying.
yeah.
I understand that because you made a presentation to the
Mhm.
town board on that. This law conference, if you go to register for this silly thing, which comes up October the 6th. It calls for a $60 registration fee. They made a statement in here, some damn place. The town collaborates with UW Government Center Law School for providing this. Registrants have the ability to watch the recorded program on demand on their website shortly after the live program. However, any attorney who wants to get continuing education credit has to attend live. So there's a couple of issues in that TAC thing. Yes, I would like to know about it, but it's gonna cost me $60?
Is that after, when you register, is that when you see that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
when you go through the registration
Mhm,
process,
mhm.
it's not
Oh, you're
real
paying stuff in
clear.
registration.
So do we have to register in order to view it? Because they made this statement, the law conference being held as a virtual event on Friday the 6th, and you're invited to attend. Who are unable to attend the live session also have the ability to watch the recorded program on demand. So it's going to be done live or on the website, but can we see it without registering?
I don't know.
And that's the Town Advocacy Council. The Town Law Conference. And it's for October the 6th, which is gonna be prior to our next meeting.
October, oh, that it would, the fee would be due, you mean?
Yeah. So they're wanting you to register for this
Mhm,
thing.
mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I should
Maybe
wait
we should
until
just-
Thursday and ask that question. Thursday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we'll
'Cause I
have York
can-
County Unit meeting and
Mhm.
John and they
Yeah,
would be
someone will
there.
be there, yeah, from the town.
But you could pay
association.
it and then you could reimburse it to the
But-
town, right?
But then
If you
they,
wanted to do that.
But they-
there's a $15 fee then if you do that. A
Yeah.
refund fee probably.
So I would just as soon find the answer to
Yeah.
that question prior to.
Yeah, you, $15 they keep.
I mean, if push came to shove and we have to
Mhm.
pay it,
I can cut a check, yeah.
You can
Kevin
cut a
saying,
check,
yeah.
yeah.
mhm,
because there's some good information to be had here.
mhm, mhm.
It covers broadband, it covers,
And I don't think you need a motion for that type of a check, right?
No.
I mean, it's a meeting.
No.
No, it'll
No,
just
that'll be-
come
yeah.
up next month on that. But I'd like to get the answer to that question Thursday night when we go to
Mhm,
the
Sure, okay.
district
okay,
meeting,
And then let me
York
know.
County Unit meeting, and then I'll let you know there,
Mhm, Okay,
and we'll go from there.
all right.
I wanted to bring it up because
York County Unit meeting, that's coming up?
Thursday,
Thursday, are you,
This
wanna
Thursday?
go?
did you didn't?
This
Larry's
Thursday?
going,
I'm
this
gonna-
Thursday.
Oh, I'm going, I'm being.
Oh,
I
okay.
that's, yeah, I
And
forgot
Kevin
all
can't
about
go,
that.
so Larry will be
I
going.
forgot all about that.
So I will let Linda know tonight then.
Okay. Yeah, but I do want to know about that, and I'll find out at the
Okay.
meeting, and then I'll let you know what I
All
find
right.
out. You're gonna go to that?
No, I'm not going to the Egg Harbor one, no,
Okay.
but I'm going to the
Well,
fall
it's
workshop.
gonna, they're also.
And
gonna be-
next month we host or next.
The next time we would be hosting, so
We will
maybe
be the
Larry,
host.
we would have to figure out a date that
Yeah.
it would
when do
be,
they want
is it
to do
usually the third Thursday or fourth Thursday?
Yeah, see, it's gonna be, Joe Kresbach is gonna talk about what they do through the
Mhm,
human services thing. town of Forestville hosts the next meeting.
right.
And I think it's the last Thursday of the month. So that would be, it'd be a little.
And we have to come up with what they're.
Is
gonna
that
talk about?
November? That'd be near
Yeah, it'd be right near
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll have to.
So we'd have to look at a calendar for November,
Mhm,
to see what,
What we have,
They don't make their own agenda? They must make their own agenda.
they do,
they do
well,
make the agenda.
they ask for, yeah, suggestions of any topic, so if we have any topic that we would like to.
We'd like to
Share,
discuss.
that we
Yeah.
think is important.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But, so it's up to the towns on topic. They have a discussion of current topics, but
Mhm.
the date and location and the primary presentation is a decision that we would make
Right. Mhm.
prior to that November
Meeting.
meeting. Now, the fourth day,
The fourth is, that's actually Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
that's
They-
Thanksgiving.
They'd have to
so
push it to the 30th.
The
either
beauty
that
is
or
that when you get
16th.
Andrew Jacques to show up and then you get some of the other people
Yeah.
from Madison to show up and they start talking numbers that are like,
Mhm.
so billions and billions of dollars for highway and infrastructure.
We try to get some local interest information.
Right.
Mhm.
By then, I think we'd be into the road broadband in a big way.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope so.
So
Well, Larry, at the meeting then, you
let's see
could
what
talk to
they
Linda and
want.
see if they want the 30th or the week before
Or the 16th.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I could look at the, well, you have it on your calendar for two of the booking if it's available. I'm sure it would be available.
I mean, our town hall.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could. look
yeah.
at that.
I can look too, but we could, yeah, I could check when I get home too. And,
These are all going to Wisconsin Dells? Oh,
I'm
you're
not going, no.
three?
Larry and Kevin are going. Jason's not going.
Okay.
Item number 20, all other matters, as authorized by law.
I did get a letter from Bay Lake and the levy amount percentage will remain the same, but our equalized valuation went up, so I'm sure it'll be up a few dollars. So I just wanted to mention that. I'll be working on that for the budget in the next month. And,
Yeah, we don't have anything in November on reservation. calendar.
okay.
No blocking, no nothing.
Yeah, you should
And
probably.
Kevin, maybe I'm
find
gonna
out,
let
stick it
you
in there.
fill this out and send it back. It's like a questionnaire. What did your county or community last work with Bay Lake? And well, we didn't. And I don't know if there's some comments you want to make, because I think you were gonna ask for help on the Whistler report. When you do the road work.
Yeah, but they
report.
wanted to charge us.
Oh, they do, okay. Well, that might be a comment you might want to put in
Yeah.
there. I didn't know, because we haven't done anything with them as of yet, so.
But, they're gonna have to help us if we're gonna have to go after funding for some of this road.
Right,
Project. I mean, the
So,
grants and the
Yeah,
studies.
I think I just got that this week, so.
Okay.
It should go in soon, whatever. And what else is, Egg Harbor, okay. Another thing I want to bring up, you had checked with Dean Bowman on that culvert.
Yes.
And that's Nassaupi's portion.
According to him.
I did get a fire number, 8169 Anschutz Road. So I was wondering, are they building the house on town of Forestville property?
Yes.
In the village,
Yes.
yeah,
So it's
okay.
weird, he's like, well, the line is like right there, but my driveway, you come
It
in,
goes.
I'm on Nassaupi, and then you come around, well, no, my house is in Forestville.
Okay,
I'm like, but your driveway, I can't give you a driveway permit if your driveway / culvert is
Yeah.
in Nassaupi,
So-
it's not really.
so
our
in other
concern.
words, when you drive up Anschutz Road, it's on the left-hand side,
That's what he said to me.
and the
Well-
culvert, that's where the pipe is?
Isn't it on the right side?
Well, the
His
house,
house is, but he wants,
but he-
he wants a culvert on the left side of the road. But his house is, he's gonna build a new house and it's gonna be in the town of Forestville.
right, so it's just like where I live by my
Right,
father.
yeah,
right.
There were
mhm,
two,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, Juani and
So
daughter.
that's why I did get a fire number assigned to them. That came from Sturgeon Bay.
So his fire number will be for the house that's in Forestville.
Right,
Yes, yes.
right, so
uh-huh.
you'll get the tax dollars for the Forestville house. But Nassau will get the
The
driveway
driveway
permit.
for the culvert. So it must be. I don't know.
And there's a nice river or flip or whatever. the hell.
And this is another comment, Emma Jean Harmon, one day she said, I'm still having problems on
I know.
848 North Carnet. And she said, now the ditch is too steep.
You
So,
know, here's the thing.
I don't know.
Well, you know, she asked if she could fill in some of that rut area. I don't care if you fill it in, that's fine. But it's not a cost to the township. We replaced the road, everything was
it's
done
her
according to
ditch.
code and standards. It is what it is. I can't-
Okay, she just mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
I can bring it up, but I didn't know what the deal was, so.
I don't
okay.
want to hear about it when there's more runoff and the edge keeps slipping in and
Oh,
all.
okay.
How many times did we go through that?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, okay,
Roy
You
was
know.
out there how many times? We went out there like 4 times.
Yeah,
and then it's
5
like,
times.
all right, I.
Just recently.
Yeah.
You know,
What do we do? Get some more rain?
Okay,
so I mean, like I said, if she wants to
It's
fill
taken care of.
her ditch part in. She's more than welcome to do I see the little washout she's talking about.
Okay.
On 2 spots,
okay,
but it's still a steep ditch. But it's all within the standards of the required road, therefore, we're not responsible beyond that
okay,
point.
I didn't know, so I'll ask. Okay,
Okay. Discussion for. And items intended for further meetings.
probably about all the same we had today.
You know, the last. Agenda we had on here, and this might be a new thing, Larry. Is this something you guys said you wanted to update and look at?
Well, it was never an ordinance. It was something
No,
relative to
just,
an ordinance
yeah.
reference.
So is that something we wanna look at, or do you wanna move this down a little bit to?
Let's move it down a
So
little bit.
next
Okay.
year sometime.
Well, then we won't put it on the agenda for next, but I just
Okay.
wanted to know because it was
Yeah,
there and I
yeah.
thought, well,
It is, it's
it was on the,
on the website.
no, but I'm saying
No,
on
it
the
was-
agenda
we talked
last
about
month,
it.
right,
Yes,
that we
uh-huh.
wanted to do something with it. And I didn't know,
I think we should table that until after the first of the year.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I
fine.
think so too.
Okay.
I know Brussels has a form and all it is like the
Pretty
place.
straightforward.
Oh, very simple. You sign here and,
This
you're
is-
responsible.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, we can do that next year.
okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Mhm,
where you guys wanted stood on that.
okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything at this moment in time to add to the next meeting, so. We're gonna move on to item 22. The next town board meeting is gonna be Monday, September 18th, 2023 at 6:30 PM. You're at the town hall. I am looking for an adjournment.
One question I do, well, I can ask Eric.
I make a motion to it.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor?
Minute. Hang on. It's not quite prepared.
Do I have a second?
You have a second, but I'm not ready to do it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm in favor of it.
So yes, I have 2 ayes. All opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Meeting adjourned.